Здрасте, здрасте, с вами детективесса Oleandra Бракудовна и The Chicken Police. И в этот прекрасный и внезапно мокрый вечер продолжаем расследование. Нужно выяснить еще очень многое, съездить в разные места, подопрашивать. Ну и кто знает, что еще нас ждет. Может, сгорим, может, нет. Я не знаю. Так. На всякий случай проверю, что все работает. А помогает мне проверить, что все работает, совершенно невероятно прекрасный, начитанный и насчитанный человек под ником Алиф. Спасибо тебе огромное. Да, а я молодец, потому что наконец-то сделала обложки. Вот. Надеюсь, они понравятся. Погодите, я же отсюда уже уехала. Странно. Да, пришла Урсула. И она недовольна.
We're sorry, Ursula. You're like I care, Marty. I'm tired of this. And? Never mind. I'm going.
Hang in there, Ursula.
Anything? Of course there is, my dear.
Ouch. I'm gonna try to talk to the old owl. Oh, and Ursula, thanks for all you've done for us.
You know, I'm starting to regret it.
That was rough. Yeah. But understandable. I only see Bubo when...
A lot of people feel the same about us.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. Так я же с ним уже поговорила, нет? Нет? Спасибо за такие теплые добрые слова, Алиф. Так, что еще? Мне надо с ним все-таки поговорить. Как-то странно тут сохранение работает. Ладно. Придется поспрашивать. А что, если она не вернется? Да, она вернется. Она всегда возвращается. А, собственно, приехали мы сюда, чтобы спросить, что это за браслет. Я бы сказала, это бирка.
Something similar, yes, but not exactly. And what?
Так, колись уже.
How the hoot would I know, Sonny? What am...
Okay, let's try another approach. Do you have any idea why Wessler's...
I don't. How should I?
He had to hide a body. The body of someone Wessler killed. The wristband...
Really?
That rang a bell, old owl.
Well, boys, if I'm right...
Да и так понятно, что мы в самом этом по самые гребни. А! Так, говори уже. Так, я догадываюсь. Во. У Уэслера есть родственник, который лежит в психиатрической больнице. У него есть брат Альберт Уэслер. И это браслет из психиатрической клиники. А он псих. Ты думаешь, это его тело? А почему? Да откуда мне знать? А, то есть он просто предположил.
It's got some fancy... Thanks, Bubo. Here it is.
Where can we find it?
It's a good 6-hour drive from Clawville.
6 часов. Жесть.
You're the best, Bubo.
Finally, just one more thing.
What's that, Bubo?
If that's it's always bigger than you don't.
So what?
Then the problem's bigger than we thought.
Well, thanks for worrying about us, Doc.
We're like hounds, old man. Once we...
Ooh, not while you're alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
The pleasure was all ours.
Во.
That rat you mentioned was Zip.
should I be surprised or what? I knew it.
Yeah, we knew you knew.
What did that old raccoon do this time?
Да, что он натворил? Можно мне объяснить,
Gibbon was
пожалуйста?
blackmailing him with something. That's what we wanted to ask.
I don't care about Wessler's dealings, Sonny.
Or gangster cops.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, brother.
Валим? Во.
You're the best, Bubo. You finally proved useful.
Mental institution for ill and damaged minds. We are waiting for you. Какие милахи. Так, подсказки. У нас подсказка. Да, стрелочкой подписано, если вдруг кто-то не понял. Это мадам Зейвас. Тайный брат-близнец психиатрической клиники. Звучит прям... Странно. Так, а куда вы меня предлагаете тогда?
You're the best, Bubo.
Я могу что-то еще спросить?
Hey, what's up, Doc?
Stop playing innocent. I've heard that little
We're very sorry, Bubo. I'm sure she'll come back.
Of course she'll come back.
She's not wrong about...
What do you want?
We're here for some information. Then we'll be...
Who cares?
А как мне уйти-то отсюда? Почему-то это, кстати, предоступно. Не знаю, давайте сюда.
Look at what the
Подпись
wind of the sea
без
dragged
подписи
in.
не узнать. Такое
Our
неприметное
girlfriend
лицо.
in the flesh.
Can't believe it. Is this guy everywhere?
The gull sees farthest who flies highest, Marty.
Yeah, that guy's never given up. That's clucking sure.
Чё на него смотреть? Давайте говорить.
Hey there, Timster. Long time no see.
Hey, boys. What a lovely surprise.
Do you also have a deja vu, Sonny? It's like all of this had already happened, isn't it?
Да, где-то это было.
Yeah, now that you mention it.
I wasn't following you boys, I swear.
We never said you were, Timbo. But what exactly are you doing here? It's a little far away.
Okay, I confess. I was following you.
Это было
But I
легко.
simply had to know what this is all about and how it's gonna end. It's my job, after all. But you have to understand, pals.
We're not your pals, Tim. And I'm telling you for the last time, get the clock off our backs, or it's gonna end up a lot different for you than you think.
I'll find you, and it's gonna be bad.
Ah, that's harsh. Even from you, Sonny. Did something happen? Did you get dragged into something personal?
Make him stop, Marty, or I'm gonna twist his beak off.
Hey, okay, I get it. Yeah, my beak is sealed, and I'm gonna keep it low.
Very good. You're not so stupid after all, Tim. You must have been just pretending.
Да, конечно, прикидывается.
That's a good one, Sonny.
О,
What a night we're having. We even ran into Bubo.
And you're still alive? Give praise to the great wild ones, lads.
We do.
What's going on with the old owl? He didn't tell us much about himself.
I hear the old owl's doing quite all right, since more and more cops step outside the line and more gangsters shoot themselves in the foot.
Busy days, huh?
Ah, something's coming, lads. It's in the air, and I can feel it in me beaver bones, too. Clovels, boiling.
Yeah, we feel it as well, Uncle Mullen.
We managed to run into Philmar, too.
Good old Phil, huh? I've heard he's not been doing so well of late.
He didn't look so good, that's for sure.
At the age of the private eye is over, lads. Now animals either sue each other or turn to the local crime lords. Only jealous or betrayed housewives remain for private detectives.
Phil would never admit to that. He's too much of a romantic.
Are we still talking about Philmar?
What the hell is Tim doing here?
You're still angry at him then? He's not really a bad fowler, and he simply idolizes you. Be gentle with him.
It's not adoration, it's an obsession, and I can't bear obsessive people.
Then how exactly can you bear Martin?
Hey, old man.
The exception that proves the rule, right?
который доказывает наличие правила вообще-то. Я как председатель клуба душнил, я обязана поправить. Иначе смысл этого предложения полностью исчезает.
If I'm obsessed, then what are you, boss bird?
No, that's different. I have no other choice but to be with myself.
The toughest prison on the planet, right?
Get a room, you two.
О боже, он нас еще и
Listen,
шиперит.
Hercule, what do you know about Madame Zavas?
Why do I have the feeling you're not interested in her girls?
Because you know us, Uncle.
Мы заинтересованы только работой.
I hope you didn't mess with her. The old Cayman has a rather bad reputation, to put it mildly.
Crocodile. But you're right. We shouldn't have messed with the old gal. She set fire to a ship with us in it.
Boys, I've heard she loves drama, but that is a whole other level.
Yeah, right. We barely got out alive.
Да вы пострадали меньше, чем головорезы.
What else should I tell you about her then? Maybe try not to anger her, if that's possible.
По возможности не умирайте. Спасибо, Мулин. Председатель, респект. Спасибо. Спасибо, стараемся. Бдим.
Thanks. Good advice.
Всегда приятно получить комплимент от заместителя.
I see everything's like it used to be.
Yeah, if only my back was the same.
И колени.
Telling me?
Мои чертовы колени.
Ho-ho!
Hello, Hercule.
This
Where'd you... Thanks. I'd be grateful if you didn't...
Uh-oh.
You couldn't have made it more tempting.
Oh, shut up, both of you.
Okay.
Okay.
Что ж...
We had to gather ourselves, take a deep breath, and think over what we knew so far. What the chickens had I got myself into? What had I dragged Marty into? Moreover, what had we pulled the whole city into? This was going to be one of those cases that changed things forever. But I wasn't worried about myself. It didn't matter to me. Too many pieces had been plucked off this old rooster. But Marty's different. He's too good of a bird and too good of a cop to end up like me.
A secret twin brother? Sonny, I'm starting to feel like we're really in a detective novel. A cheap one.
Ну, тоже действительно.
Yeah, but, listen, Marty.
What is it, Boss Bird?
I think it's best if we go our separate ways.
Нам надо расстаться. Дело не в тебе, дело во мне.
What? Are you joking? I know you have a weak sense of humor, but there's a limit to everything.
I'm not joking, Marty.
Well, I certainly hope you are.
Whatever comes next, you don't need to be mixed up in it. You have someone to go home to.
Guys, damn it, Sonny. Can you hear yourself? What do you think? I endured all this to give up now? What do you take me for? No, pal. You're not getting rid of me so easily.
I just want you to keep your career and your life intact, you moron. Just accept it, shake my hand, and go home. Your wife, Laura's waiting for you.
One more word, Sonny, and I swear I'm gonna bash your beak in. I risked my life more than once tonight. You know why?
No, why?
Because we're a team. We have been a team for almost a decade. I don't care what Blood Boil says or whatever's on a goddamn piece of paper. We're the chicken police, Sonny. And we always will be.
Я уже почти расплакалась. Они действуют как команда.
I'm sorry. You're right.
Я всегда вспоминаю ту серию из эти Крауд, которая про тимворк. Потрясающая серия, до сих пор актуальна.
We're gonna go to that insane asylum and wrap this shit up fast and clean. Yeah, just like you said, even if it kills us.
Ух, какой-то отчаянный.
Thanks, Marty. Without you, I'd most likely already be sleeping the big sleep.
Birds of a feather flock together, right?
Птицы высокого полета.
Like you say, partner.
Обнимитесь еще.
Before you start crying on.
I hope not.
You almost just did.
Ah, clock off, Marty.
That's the spirit. The Sonny
Поклюй
I know
зерна.
and hate.
Надо запомнить. Знаете, что-то говорит. Поклюй зерна. Уф. Ну... Или у меня появилась локация? Или что?
What do you think, Marty?
What? You care what I think? You must have hit your head pretty bad.
Stop fooling around, Marty. I'm serious. So what do you think? About everything?
Well, I think we're in deep shit. But to be honest, Ibn Wessler is in deeper shit.
Do you think he really murdered his brother? But why? And what does it have to do with Natasha and the threats?
Хороший вопрос, мне тоже это очень интересно.
Doesn't add up yet. Something's missing. Let's visit the institution and try to find out what we can about this Albert Wessler fella.
Exactly. If he's the dead body, we've got to know what the motive was. If we can't, and if he's still alive, we gotta ask him directly.
And what do you think, Sonny?
I think Ibn, Albert, and Natasha are the three key players in this case, and that all of it has something to do with the brothel.
And the fact that Natasha used to be a... courtesan?
Yeah, that too.
Listen, Sonny, about Molly.
Oh, just forget it, Marty, okay? She's not part of my life anymore, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Forget it. Let's concentrate on the case, and on making it out alive, and helping Natasha, too.
Whatever you say, Boss Bird. So you think Natasha's really in danger?
It could be, or she could even be behind everything.
No, you don't believe that.
Да стопудово это и она сама все заварила. Всех обхитрила, заварила, потом их убила, потом такая, ай, мне угрожают, и... Стопудово.
I'm not sure what I believe, Marty. Let's see. Things got mixed up at the brothel.
Так.
Natasha used to work there, that's obvious. And Ibn wanted to keep that a secret.
Так, окей. Ибн хотел сохранить в секрете то, что Наташа работала в доме. Поэтому прибил своего брата.
Somebody else had to pay for.
А чё нет-то? Да ладно. Да, в смысле? Тут одно и то же, только переформулировано. Так, погодите.
Somebody died for that secret. Zip hid the body, but he kept the wristband.
Ну, это мы же уже знаем.
Who could it belong to? The dead body was almost certainly Albert Wessler, a resident of an insane asylum. But why did he have to die?
Хороший вопрос. В смысле дело закрыто? И как оно закрыто, если еще только больше вопросов получилось? Я не понимаю.
So where exactly is this place?
Действительно. Такой, как ты вообще это связал? Почему? Ты же ни хрена нового не узнал. У меня 120 дней до пенсии. Ой, да пошел ты.
A few hours drive from here, in the middle of nowhere. It's a creepy old mansion, of course.
You think it's a good idea to go there? What if it's a trap?
Спасибо вам большое за кофе.
I told you can still go back.
Huh, wouldn't you love that? No such luck, boss. If I get killed or locked up forever in an insane asylum, that's gonna be on you.
Thanks, pal. I deserved that.
You still trust her?
Nope.
I never trusted her, Marty.
I mean, you believe her?
Нет, конечно.
I'm sure she was honestly afraid. People don't fake it that easy. But I can understand why she didn't tell us about her former profession.
Or how she knows Molly.
Yeah, that too. And the death of Deborah complicated things even more.
Hey, Sonny, she didn't seduce you, right?
Ah, don't be stupid, Marty. My old ticker hasn't been beating for a long time. Not that way, anyway.
Yeah, all right, boss. So what do you think happened to the corpse?
Probably been eaten. Horrible to think about, but even if half of what they say about the hive is true, starvation, riots, arson, predation.
Веселая неделька, наверное, была.
You're telling me. Makes my feathers stand on end when I think about what goes on in there. And we pretend we don't know about it. As if Roachtown isn't even part of Clawville.
Оказывается, скоро будет, не знаю, насколько скоро, еще одна часть The Chicken Police, которая Into the Hive. Оказывается.
This won't end well. I'm afraid soon Clawville's gonna burn once again. And because of its own foolishness.
Well, that's if another meat war doesn't break out first. 'Cause then, the whole wilderness will burn.
Lovely prospects, eh?
Either way, it was a damn clever move for Westler to hide the body in Roachtown.
It's the only place no one will ever find it.
Like the belly of a burning ship.
Oh, I think that was an intentional red herring.
Sounds about right. Who'd have thought? I believed that little rat. I thought he'd changed. Idiot.
There's a point when it's too late to change, Marty. His past caught up with him. Whatever he did since then doesn't matter.
А что? А почему к нему претензии? Ну, типа, они же сразу сказали такой, о, он скользкий тип.
Not much.
Не?
Exactly. And that's the case with us, too. That's why I won't back down. Even though a voice in my head is screaming right now, leave it all to hell.
Maybe we should do that.
Maybe we should.
Что ж.
Okay, so the picture is more or less clear. Ibn's got his brother killed because he learned Natasha worked in a brothel.
No, that could be the case, but I believe the roots go deeper than that.
А что из того, что он узнал, что он же в
Which we'd only
больнице?
learn if we talk to him. I mean, if the corpse isn't him, because then we'd need him.
Which would be exciting, but maybe it's enough if we ask the doctor who treated him.
That too, yeah. But where's the fun in that?
Ничего себе скучно.
Okay, so the picture is
No, that
which
Ah,
would
блин.
that.
Так, психиатрическое учреждение с невообразимо длинным названием и невообразимо длинной историей. Судя по фотографиям, оно похоже на замок летучих мышей-вампиров из этих дрянных ужастиков. Ну а где еще организовывать психиатрические больницы? Ну просто это просто невозможно. Если ты строишь современные здания, там всякие современные материалы используешь, тщательно конопатишь чердак, чтобы там не заводились мыши, то когда пытаются прибить табличку «психиатрическая больница», она просто отваливается, и все. И она держится только вот на этих старинных замках. Число. Так, Великая мясная война. Это когда пытались выяснить, что вкуснее, прошутто или хамон? А что воевать-то? Все вкусное. Так, ладно. Великая мясная война была самым большим, самым кровавым конфликтом, известным в истории дикой природы, и длилась с 822 по 849. Вначале она затронула только Альтеру, двуглавый континент, но в последующие годы распространилась на 12 провинциальных колоний, включая все 4 колонии Клоувилля. Во время мясной войны погибло 80-90 от 80... Числительные надо склонять. Погибло от 80 до 90 миллионов животных. А после войны 27 видов были объявлены вымершими. Неплохо, неплохо.
It would be best to board it up. It'd go.
It may be run down.
Sure.
Believe me, Marty.
Why am I not surprised?
A closet that's closed.
So this is them.
Yeah, the wild...
Well, you must have been a weird kid. Which
The White Wolf, eh?
Yeah,
Perhaps.
the old days.
What? The hype? Us as celebrity?
Nah,
I'm not sure it's healthy to...
Hey, no healthy animal becomes a cop and...
Yeah, true.
Ah, man, I can't...
Shut up, Marty.
Sure.
Попугай, окей.
I didn't know you used to be a kindergarten teacher.
It's history. So back off.
I'm touched by the trust.
There are things better left undisturbed.
Yeah, got it. Who's that shaggy creature?
That's MB Davis, you bird brain.
Politician?
Am I gonna have to smash your beak?
Seriously, I don't know who the hell he is.
Эх, молодежь. Да, уходя, гасите всех. Что там еще нашлось? Так, Дикие джентльмены — это гражданская организация, основанная 4 самыми влиятельными и самыми богатыми зверями в городе. Огонь 867-го почти полностью стер Кловель с лица дикой природы. Именно тогда появились дикие джентльмены, которые заново отстроили город, используя все свои деньги и влияние. Они были героями, или, по крайней мере, считались таковыми. Некоторые полагают, что огонь был делом их лап, и все это было частью национального заговора. Но, скорее всего, правду мы никогда не узнаем. А разве это из заметки уже не было? Ладно. Так, кожа и меха раньше считались высокой модой, но и теперь, особенно в Кловеле, натуральную кожу и меха редко встретишь. А носить такую одежду, если денег хватает, не то чтобы нельзя, но это, мягко говоря, весьма неприлично. Даже если сейчас это вызывает столько споров и дискуссий, представляю, каково носить натуральный мех и кожу в Кловеле. Очень странно. А почему у меня заблокировано? Чё мне еще нужно сделать?
You know, I thought about it multiple times that
We've met her on a number of occasions, Marty.
maybe Susie's just an actress you hired.
You've read too much of that cheap garbage, Marty. There's no conspiracy theory. Susie's just a money-hungry little...
Yeah, you're disappointing.
I know.
Такие, мeh. Так, чё ты от меня хочешь?
I've had enough...
Отсюда мы уже все забрали.
Books I've never read. I still have nightmares about the great...
Really? Were you alive then?
I was 3. Maybe it's not even a true...
Hey, wait a minute. I thought you weren't born in Clawville. Aren't you from Averia?
Exactly, Marty. We were just visiting Clawville.
I'm surprised you ever returned.
Well, maybe that's the reason I did return, Marty. It's like when someone falls in love with their captor, you know? Somehow I feel like this is my place.
Heavy stuff.
Что мне нужно сделать?
Why did you... It's a piece of a painting. You're the best, Boop. I haven't done...
Я вроде все общелкала. Почему я не могу? Почему она у меня заблокирована?
Okay, so the picture, which we'd only learn if...
Which would be exciting, but...
That too, yeah.
Ну так вперед, в клинику. Как мне в клинику попасть? Я никуда не могу попасть, меня почему-то заблокировал.
Thanks for everything, Pat.
Don't mention it, Sonny.
Yeah, how lucky you are.
Damn right. So where exactly...
A few hours drive from here.
You think it's a good idea to go there?
I told you can still go back.
Huh, wouldn't you love that?
Thanks, pal. I deserved that.
Вдруг он что-то важное сказал, а я не в курсе.
Who'd have thought?
There's a point when...
Not much.
Exactly.
Maybe we should do that.
Maybe we should.
So what do you think happened?
Probably been eaten.
You're telling me.
This won't end well.
Well, that's if another meat war doesn't...
Lovely prospect, eh?
Either way, it was a damn...
It's the only place...
like the belly of a bird.
Oh, I think that was...
Sounds about right.
А! Простите. Что-то я 555-966. Угу. Что-то я немножко, да. Моя любимая мини-игра. И я забыла вторую часть. Спасибо. У меня что-то с кратковременной памятью.
Well, I'd like to inquire about a patient who I believe is being treated at your institution. His name is Albert Wessler.
I'm sorry, sir, but I can't give out that information if you don't have the password given to relatives.
Хитро.
Unfortunately, I don't have that. I'm not a relative. I'm calling from the Clawville Police Department.
Oh, I see. In that case, officer, I'd advise you to visit our institution personally. Our director and I would be happy to answer your questions.
Ничего себе, директор отвечает. А это какое-то издевательство? Типа, о нет, мы по телефону не можем поговорить. Едьте 6 часов, отсидите себе все перья.
Thank you, miss. I guess I'll do that.
We'll welcome you with open arms, sir. Have yourself a beautiful starlit night.
Интересная мадам, она случайно это Таро не увлекается?
Oh, thanks.
Да, голос такой блаженный. А может это не ресепшн был?
So...
Может это тот, кто первый добрался до телефона, да.
We have to go there.
the thought gives me goosebumps.
Chicken bumps aren't good enough for you?
Ha ha ha.
Так, а теперь почему я не могу поехать? Свет я уже выключил. Обидно.
So, I get the couch?
It'd be better if I called Lewis. He'll open up.
Whew, great idea.
Так я же ему и звонила, нет? А, ну я правильно, да. 932.
Hey, Lewis, it's me again.
Oh, hello, Sonny. What's up?
Were you sleeping, pal?
Me? Oh, I wasn't. Anyway, I'm always at your service.
Would you open up a room for Marty?
Truly, Sonny.
Thanks, Lewis. I'm not even gonna say it.
I will. Again.
Должок. И такая лапка из воды вытягивается, такая, должок за тобой. Что ж.
Sorry for the mess, Marty. I rarely have visitors.
Don't worry about it, Sonny. I didn't expect anything else.
Thanks.
Ooh.
I slept like I used to sleep years ago. Like a miner or a soldier. Empty. Dead tired. Then I saw Tessa. My darling little daughter. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't recall her face. I reached out to her, but she just kept getting further and further away. Then I saw Molly. But she wasn't real. Just the ghost of a memory. I'm here, I cried. But all I heard was laughter. Not hers. Who's there? Suddenly, she appeared. Natasha. Just stood there laughing. But her eyes were cold. Then she said something. Painted red. Painted red. Painted red. That was just a dream, Sonny. Nothing more. I looked at Marty and I saw the same thing in his eyes as he probably saw in mine. It's time to hit the brakes, to turn back, go home and forget about all of this. Of course, I stepped on the gas instead. Honestly, I wasn't expecting anything good, but this...
Ooh, just like a horror movie.
I was thinking the same.
Appearances can be deceiving.
Let's hope so.
Какая прелесть. Ух ты. Угу.
This picture...
It's very...
special?
Довольно-таки милая. Странная роспись в стиле одной очень странной игры.
Even if you manage to escape, there's nothing but hills and forests for 100 miles.
В этом и вся идея, Марти, ты чё?
Imagine how many poor lunatic ghosts must haunt those woods.
Ooh, Sonny, you're creeping me out.
We should go to reception first.
This guy seems strangely familiar to me.
You don't say. You've been treated here too. That would explain a lot.
Oh, don't be stupid. I'm serious. Take a closer look.
No.
Well?
No, it can't be. Are you telling me it's him? M.B. Davis himself?
I'm sure of it, pal. It seems the gossip was true. The eternal king of jazz in a madhouse.
Oh, no. Poor...
А, реально. Бобер. Це Бобер.
Ah, like an angel from heaven, isn't she?
Yeah, half of her's still up there, I think.
That's rude.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Расист. Или что там у них? Спесишист?
Of all the great wild ones.
Greetings, miss.
Is it really you?
Well, yes.
Yes, it really is you. The chicken police.
I'm afraid so.
Of all that's furry and plumy, that's fantastic. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Miss, we'd like to ask...
Please Don't be scared. I'm just really excited. You know, I've read every book about you and your adventures, and I even collected newspaper articles when I was a little girl.
Indeed.
You can't imagine what an honor it is to meet you in person.
Ну, класс будет, просто мы дадим автограф, она сойдет с ума от счастья, и больше никаких препятствий. Ей никуда не надо ехать, так что удобно.
Oh God, oh God, oh God. Take a deep breath, Miranda. Take a deep breath.
Are you okay, miss?
Take a deep breath.
Yes, I am. I just needed some air. So, dear detectives.
Well, miss, we have some questions, if you don't mind.
I'd love to answer all of your questions, detectives.
Say, miss, what can you tell us about this place?
Our institution was standing even before the Great Meat War, and during the war, it was transformed into a military hospital. Since then, we're relentlessly working on treating injured minds under the leadership of Dr. Quetzal, the famous specialist.
The place seems pretty empty. Do many people work here?
We have 32 residents and 7 nurses, including me. We also have a 3-person maintenance and cleaning staff, and, of course, the heart and soul of our institution, Dr. Quetzal himself.
I see. Now, this Dr. Quetzal, is he the director here?
Exactly. Director, scientist, researcher, patron, and doctor. And even a friend.
Quite a guy.
He certainly is.
Доктор Сесуос Квецалькоатль.
So
Oh my
who is
God,
this
Abel.
Dr. Quetzal exactly?
He's a world-famous researcher of the mind, Mr. Featherland. He published countless books in the fields of psychology and
Psycho what?
unraveling the mind. It's the most crucial mission of the century, Mr. McChicken.
That's really good to know.
So this doctor's some celebrity, right? Does he usually meet other important persons?
I'm not sure I know what you mean.
Well, like Mr. Hobart Wessler, for example.
Ah, yes. That's something you should ask the doctor himself, but unfortunately, I don't think he has time right now.
He's swamped, is he?
Exactly, Mr. Featherland. He is very, very, very busy. All the time.
Кто бы сомневался.
I thought so. What can you say about this, miss? Have you seen anything like it?
Of course. Our residents wear these for identification. But how did you come by it? They only wear them inside the institution.
Да так, под ногой валялась.
I see.
The wristband does belong to one of our residents. But I'm afraid I'm not allowed to tell you more due to regulations.
Oh, come on, Miranda. It's us, the chicken...
I'm sorry, I can't.
Miranda, this case is a matter of life and death. Lives are in your...
All right. All right. I'll do it. Albert Wessler. The patient's name is Albert Thaddeus Wessler.
Ах ты сники Марти вообще.
Figures. Just as we thought.
Thank you, Miranda. We'll never forget this.
Please, don't make me blush. Don't tell anyone you heard it from me.
Как краснеют жирафы. Наверное, очень долго.
Oh, we won't. I promise.
So when can we talk to Mr. Wessler?
I need to ask Dr. Quetzal.
Thank you.
We need to let them know we're here first.
It doesn't matter how big a star you once were. Ending up lonely and crazy in a rotting insane asylum in the middle of nowhere.
That was very poetic of you, Marty. Almost deep. Careful you don't drown.
Ни одного предложения без подкола.
Cluck you.
Я могу что-то сделать, пока ее тут нет?
Dr. Quetzal will see you. He's waiting for you in his office. Up the stairs.
What a surprise. It's enough to mention Wessler's name.
I wouldn't want to get mixed up in this, but do you think Albert is in danger?
Danger? What do you mean?
We haven't heard from him since he disappeared, and we're really, really worried.
Oh.
I see. We don't know yet, miss, but let's hope for the best.
Great wild ones protect him.
Where is he?
No idea, Marty.
The smell of all that's furry.
Well, reptiles have a disgusting body odor, Marty, but they feel exactly the same about us.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Wild ones, you scared the hell out of me.
Ну вот же он.
I already sensed your arrival from afar. You know, snakes have a different sense of smell. And birds used to be our prey once upon a time.
Well, yeah. Luckily, we're living in civilized times.
Wonderful.
Lucky. Please take a seat. How can I help you, gentlemen?
Блин, я и не знал, что я задала тренд на озвучку змей. Какая прелесть.
Your office is rather Puritan.
Ain't that the truth?
Well, yes. I can't let my mind wander from my work. I only keep what's essential in my office.
I see. That makes sense. Why do you have bars on your windows?
Because it's a room like all the others, and I'm just an animal too, like all our
With the significant difference of you being a doctor and not a patient. Am I right?
Так ну и что?
It's not as big of a difference as you'd think.
Кто первый надел, тот и врач.
An isle of reason in a sea of insanity.
Insanity is such a strong word, and it's mostly an abstract idea. Where does insanity start, and how long is one not insane? Interesting questions. Am I normal, or are you? Maybe neither of us.
You see, that's something I think about a lot nowadays.
If you like, I can give you an appointment.
Oh, this is your chance, Sonny. Don't miss it. We're already here.
Marty, clock up.
Так все подоставало.
A snake. I can't help it, but they...
To be honest, gentlemen, your visit is anything but a surprise. I could even say I was expecting it.
What an introduction.
Please forgive me. I have the bad habit of immediately getting into the middle of things. How very rude of me. My name is Dr. Sessuous Quetzalcoatl, but most call me Dr. Quetzal to keep it.
The name is Santino Featherland, and this is my partner, Martin McChicken, from
the Predatory Division of the Clawville Police Department. Your fame is one step ahead.
We're used to it.
Certainly.
We have some questions about one of your patients, if you don't mind.
Please be specific, detective.
Specific.
Look, Doctor, we're too tired to play cat and mouse. Not that snake and chicken sounds any better.
Very funny, I must say. Just what I expected from...
We know you know. It's about Albert Wessler, Ibn Wessler's secret twin. Ever since we've said his name, all the doors have miraculously opened. That's what we call a bullseye.
Well, yes. Why should I deny it? We're talking about a rather illustrious patient here, who's also a very particular medical case.
Now, that's much more interesting. So, are you...
Because Albert, regrettably, has disappeared, and you are police detectives, I have no reason not to talk to you. Of course, I'm at your service.
Not even if it's a matter of life and death?
Everything's a matter of life and death in here, detective. This is a hospital, even if it's primarily for the mind, not the body.
Still, I'd like to give the impossible a try.
Please, detective, just do your job, and
Что ж.
How long was Albert a resident of the institution?
For quite some time. His first symptoms surfaced in his teens. Depression, panic attacks, and schizophrenia.
Was he brought here immediately after the first signs that something wasn't right?
You know, the biggest problem with an opinion on insanity is that animals are ashamed of it. That's the reason our institution stands out here in the middle of nowhere.
Because animals would rather hide what they're afraid to face.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
As far as I know, the Wessler family wasn't exceptionally wealthy.
Indeed, they were rather poor, but we offer our services gratis.
Then how do you sustain yourselves?
By the grace of the treasury of King Hector III, of course.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
My family and the royal dynasty had always been on good terms, Mr. Santino.
What kind of a place is this exactly? I assume it wasn't built as an insane asylum.
It used to be a mansion. Construction started during the occupation in 622. Then it stood empty for almost a century, until finally it went to the crown of Cloville when Hector's great-grandfather took the throne.
How long have you been working here?
I've worked here for more than 30 years.
Ядрить.
But it's been in my family's possession for almost 150 years.
Дабл ядрить.
So if I count correctly, as soon as it went to the crown, it was seized by your family.
That's almost accurate, Mr.
What a lovely inheritance. Tell me, Doctor, do you know Madame Zavas?
Just like everybody else, I've heard of her, but I never had
Да,
the
прям.
pleasure of
Врет,
meeting
врет.
her in
Они все заодно.
person.
Рептилии.
I'm sure she's an interesting case.
Oh, you can be sure about that. I'd gladly get you two together if I had the chance. A spare cell would suit her very much.
Is that so?
As it turns out, she likes small, narrow, secret places.
Oh, I see. What a coincidence.
Так, началось.
Dr. Quetzal's a real mystery. But I can turn that to my advantage. I just need to focus on the strangest pieces of the puzzle. So when did Albert become a resident of your institute?
Albert and Hobart, or Ibn as you call him, arrived here almost exactly 4 years ago.
Could you describe that day more?
It was not long after New Year's Eve, maybe the first week of the year, if I'm not mistaken. It was sleeting that day.
Не смеркалось.
Wind was banging incessantly on the windows. The power was going out for short periods of time.
What was your first impression of them?
I already knew the Wessler name. I knew who they were. Or at least I knew one of them, Hobart Wessler. He was famous. Gangster, moneylender, celebrity, lover.
And Albert?
He was new to me, an invisible grey ghost. The family had tried to keep his existence a secret.
Why?
Because they were ashamed of him, of course, Mr. Featherland.
What was your first impression of him?
He was silent, but observed everything that surrounded him. His eyes were constantly moving.
Was he afraid?
I wouldn't say so. It seemed to me that he wanted to move into our institution voluntarily. It looked as if he couldn't wait to be here, alone, locked up in silence and darkness.
Да, представляю, его привозят, он такой, блин, наконец-то спокойное место, где можно почитать.
Didn't you think of that as unusual?
Of course I did.
Такой супер интроверт.
It was rather special treatment.
What kind of special treatment did Albert get?
You know, if an institution like ours has to accept a Wessler as a guest...
And complete secrecy, I guess.
Yes, but that's the case for all our patients, Mr. Featherland.
Of course. So in what way did he receive more than the others?
Basically, we don't admit anyone into our institution without a complete and thorough prior assessment. In the case of Albert, we put that aside.
So you didn't even know if he had anything wrong with him?
Initially, no. He was more of a guest than a patient.
Занятно.
How did you see Albert when you first met?
Albert was shy and reserved, like a ghost. He almost never touched anything. It was evident he was exceptionally intelligent. He measured and observed everything around him.
What else?
He was delicate and graceful, almost like a woman. Yes. He was rather feminine. He was an artist, Mr. Featherland, a magnificent painter, and a rather good writer, too. Sometimes I even heard him sing.
Why did he have to be locked up?
I asked the same thing at first.
Are you telling me Albert had multiple personalities?
We found out very quickly that there was no other reason for the cause of his seizures. He had a cold and calculating personality who sometimes, especially on stormy days, took the reins.
He had these seizures from the beginning.
Yes, Mr. Featherland, but they started to intensify after Albert left our institution for the first...
He did what? Left the institution? More than once?
Oh, yes, Mr. Featherland. Albert left the institution on several occasions until the last time, when he failed to come back.
Такой просто шел, что-то не вернулся.
Wetzel's not only very observant, but he's addicted to details. I must focus on that if I want to get closer to the... When and why did Albert leave the institution for the first time?
It was about 2 years ago. Mr. Hobart Wessler appeared and demanded we let his brother go free. Naturally, we obliged. We had no idea if we'd ever see him again.
But you did.
He returned the same day. Albert was ecstatic. He was unrestrained. I could almost say happy.
That was unusual for him?
I had never seen him like that before, Mr. Featherland. He just smiled and stared at the empty wall for hours.
Если его взяли куда-то, отвезли, а потом привезли в невероятно счастливом иступленном состоянии, я думаю, они просто выезжали на шашлыки. По крайней мере, по деталям очень все сходится.
Did he ever tell you what happened to him outside?
Of course he did. Albert and I had a good relationship. He was working on a painting for his brother.
Was it a painting of a lovely lady cat?
Oh, exactly. So you already knew about that?
Yes, Dr. Quetzal, I've seen it.
Так.
So Albert left on many occasions to continue working on the painting.
Exactly, Mr. Featherland. Every time he came back, he was like a different person. But unfortunately, his seizures also multiplied and became more dangerous.
More dangerous?
Albert was hurting himself. And on one occasion, he even tried to hurt me. It was unprecedented. It seemed his confined personality was taking over their shared mind entirely, piece by piece.
Do you think the painting caused it?
Not the painting, Mr.
Нет,
Featherland.
явно не живопись. Краски, конечно, могут быть токсичными, но не до такой степени.
But its subject.
Exactly. He was obsessed. Right until that fateful day when he returned to us for the last time.
What exactly happened that day, Doctor?
Даже не знаю.
It wasn't Hobart who brought his brother back that day, but two of his gorillas. Not literally, I mean. And Albert was in a terrible, terrible state.
What happened to him?
I don't like to talk about that, Mr. Featherland.
It could
Ну,
be vital to the case,
пожалуйста.
Dr. Quetzal. Don't back down.
Oh, you're right. There's no use turning back now. So, Albert's tongue was torn out, or cut off, I don't know exactly, and he was blinded in one eye, or rather, one of his eyes was missing entirely.
Oh.
So you're saying Albert was brought back horribly mutilated?
Yes. And they didn't give any explanation as to what had happened. They simply told me it was some kind of accident.
Accident.
Dr. Quetzal is cold and professional, but he's also very confused. Maybe it's cruel, but I must exploit his vulnerability if I want to learn everything about Albert.
Так.
Maybe it's not easy for you to talk about it, but did you examine his wounds thoroughly?
I'm not that kind of doctor, Mr. Featherland, but even I could determine his tongue was either cut out or bitten off, and his eye was gouged out. He also had several broken bones.
Стопудово подскользнулся на лестнице.
But
С кем не
there's no
бывает.
doubt it wasn't an accident.
I don't believe it was, Miss.
I totally agree.
Так, как его смутить?
Pull yourself together, Doctor. What was Albert's condition at...
Mind your tone.
Sorry, Doc, but I can see you're...
How could I not be? I'm not
So, what was he like?
even more silent than ever. No surprise, I suppose.
What do you mean by that?
He never painted anything again, and his seizures completely stopped.
What happened then? How did Albert disappear?
A few weeks later, Hobart came to visit Albert one more time. Albert had been in terrible condition by then. We even had to transfer him to another cell, a more
safe one. What did Hobart do during the visit? He didn't do anything. He just sat and watched his brother, who was in an almost vegetative state by then. Couldn't you manage to draw anything out of him? You or Hobart? Nothing. For a while, he was trying to signal something. Perhaps he was too afraid. And most likely his fingers had been broken too, so he couldn't even write.
Не, ну точно подскользнулся, что еще?
Do you think Hobart could have killed Albert? It's horrible to say it, but I'm sure of it. How did he disappear in the end? Did someone come for him? That's what's most eerie about it all, Mr. Featherland. He simply disappeared. His
И
door,
он
which only
испарился.
I had a key for, was open. Did anyone see anything? No one. We interrogated the staff, even the patients. He simply vanished off the face of the wilderness. We don't know what happened. Unfortunately, I have a hunch. Thank you, Doctor. You've been a great help. Oh, well, I'm glad I could be of help. But please, I now must... We understand,
Да.
Doctor.
Вообще. Кажется, я примерно поняла, что тут требуется. Что ж. Спасибо, до свидания. Так. Альберт Уэслер исчез. Что? Да как? Так, это Ибн... Скорее всего, убил собственного брата Альберта Уэслера, заставил Зипа избавиться от тела. Вроде сходится. Миранда. Сесвас Квецалькоатль. А Квецалькоатль это же был монстр, который с головой петуха и телом змеи. Если мне не изменяет память. Так, что там дальше у нас? Just on the half century occupation. С момента своего основания Кловер пытались завоевать только однажды. Полувековая оккупация началась в 622 и продолжалась до 677. За это время империя Харрар захватила все территории Кловеля, за исключением его колоний. Но именно это, в конце концов, позволило вернуть контроль над Кловелем с помощью Сволассо и Влабославии. Anyway.
Sorry, but I still can't believe it's really...
Neither can we.
You can't imagine how wonderful it is that I can help you in one of your cases.
Miss, those books aren't really...
Don't even tell me. No. I don't want to know. Let it be a surprise instead.
No, I didn't mean...
Leave it to me, Sonny. I'm good at this. Thank you, miss. Your words are very flattering, and we are honored.
No, I thank you.
We won't either, that's for sure.
We're happy to bring you joy, miss. Anytime.
Да, молодец, Марти разрулил, кстати.
We need to let them know we're here.
That clock.
Что ж. Ну тут я все посмотрела. Почему я не могу уйти?
doesn't matter how.
That was
Cluck you.
we need to let the
Что это значит?
Please, I'm at your...
Thank you, miss.
That's quite
I think you understand why we kept it a secret. If it wasn't for Mr. Wessler's demand, we'd never let any of our patients walk freely out.
Then the accident happened.
Accident? Ha! We didn't believe it, not for a second. After Albert came back to us, horribly
Different how?
if someone got one of his eyes
Так,
poked
ты же это
out,
говорил.
and his tongue,
We believe you, Doctor.
I'd rather call it his room.
Thanks to the Wessler.
Yes. Well, we try to make all of our patients stay.
I hope you don't mind if we take a look.
That's not good.
Мгм.
Well, that's surprising.
I've never seen a cell like this before, that's for sure. Oh,
It seems that being a Wessler gets you privileges.
and a healthy dose of danger.
Да уж.
Mostly that, yeah. Let's take a good look around.
Well, I smell paint, ink, plaster, some kind of oil, aging paper, slight smell of rat, and great expectations.
What the dickens?
Unmistakable.
This place is bad for you, pal. But if you've already jump-started your beak holes, then sniff out the solution.
I'm on it, boss bird.
Да ладно, полезно. М.
Scribbles, newspaper articles, study papers, poems. Perfect chaos.
Just like the troubled mind of a troubled fella.
Yeah, but there's still a kind of order in it. It's just too intricate for you to comprehend.
Это не хаос, это творческий беспорядок.
If you say so, boss.
Look at that.
Трунь.
Identical twins. And looking at it, 2 men and 1 woman. Nothing good ever comes of that.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Of all the wild ones, Marty, please.
Just use your imagination, old bird.
The style. It's very familiar to me.
You've been lonely for far too long, huh?
Not funny, Marty.
It is, a little.
Ну, такого плана, по-моему, были в этом, в Ниле. Возможно. О, Waffles.
You know, I don't think he had it so bad in here.
You mean apart from being separated from everyone you love in an ancient mansion filled with madmen?
You're right.
As always.
Что ж. Прекратим игнорировать слона. А, нет.
A small window.
Ну вот теперь.
No way. Is this some kind of puzzle?
I don't think so. But we could still find something important here. A pattern, a sign, anything.
Ну, это как картинка в коридоре. Да блин. Загадка, отлично. Ха-ха-ха. Глаза. Глаза. Даже не знаю. Не? Я не понял. А, чё, я выйти не могу, да?
A small window.
Ну, зашибись. Мне сказали, это пазл, какая-то загадка. В чем загадка? Тем более, что я не могу посмотреть на ту картинку, которая в холле была. Не знаю. Help. Может, мне тут что-то подскажут? Так, письмо от Уэслера. Так, я знаю, что я не существую. Я не существую, потому что ты меня не видишь. Но я не то... Я не тот, кем ты меня считаешь. Ты никогда не думаешь обо мне, не так ли? Никогда, нет. А я думаю о тебе. Каждый день, каждую минуту. Всегда. В моих снах я становлюсь единым. Становлюсь одной душой. Ты же знаешь, о ком я думаю сейчас, да? Правильно? Ты чувствуешь это? Ты чувствуешь то, что я чувствую? То, что я здесь тоже вместе с тобой. Ты это чувствуешь, так? Я не могу больше это в себе держать. Прости меня, прости меня, прости меня, пожалуйста. Мне очень жаль, но я не могу с этим справиться. Мир разваливается на куски, весь мир просто гниет и гниет. Все вокруг гниет вокруг меня. Мне нужно выбраться отсюда. Так что я стану своей судьбой, и я с тобой. Прости меня.
Albert was madly in love with Natasha and would have done anything for her. I'm afraid he did exactly that. Identical twins. And looking at it, they may have easily loved the same woman. What do you make of this?
Apart from the fact the guy was totally insane? I don't know. What should I?
That maybe we've been chasing the wrong person all this time, Marty.
What do you mean?
Everything will be revealed soon.
Why do you have to be so melodramatic all of a sudden?
А я понял, кажется, я
If I'm
понял.
right, this'll flip the whole case upside down.
What's that, Sonny? A blurb from some horrible novel?
I just have to think things through before I come to any hasty conclusions, Marty.
Ugh, you're killing me. So, what now?
Back to Clawville, where we can finally put all the pieces together.
You're driving me crazy. But all right, let's go home.
So, detectives, have you...
I'm afraid we have, Doctor. And more.
I wouldn't dare to say I'm happy to hear it, but
Well, thanks, Doc.
I hope I don't offend you by saying I hope we're not going to meet anytime soon.
Not on account of either of our jobs, am I right?
Exactly.
Да уж. Вот что-то... А, вот.
What can you tell us about the woman in the photo we saw?
Do you mean Miss Natasha Katsenko?
Did she ever visit this place?
Never. But if you ask me, Natasha probably didn't even know Albert was a resident of our...
And Albert, did he mention her often?
Constantly. It was obvious he had an affection for Miss Katsenko, but I wouldn't have thought for a moment he could escape because of her.
Да уж.
I wouldn't jump
Вообще
ahead,
никак
Doctor.
не связано.
Think so? Or
Maybe they do, Doctor, but in my line of work, logic's not always the best advisor.
In 99% of cases.
Exactly. But this one typically belongs to the remaining 1%.
If you say so.
Goodbye, Doctor.
goodbye.
Goodbye.
Farewell, Miranda, dear. Lovely to meet you.
So, you'll remember my name?
Marty McChicken never forgets, ma'am.
Oh,
Furry gods. Let's go. Goodbye, miss. It was a pleasure.
goodbye, gentlemen. And happy investigating.
I'm sure it'll be fun.
If there's anything I can help you with, please...
Thank you, Miranda. You've helped enough.
Ну все, сейчас она там точно скончается. Ну все понятно, это психиатрическая больница, это Каценко, это два этих.
This picture.
Well, it must have been made by one of the patients, so...
It's the handiwork of our director. He's not only a scientist, but he's a great painter, too.
I see.
Well, it's lovely to have a hobby, right?
That's right, Marty.
That clock.
Так, тут ничего нового.
Insane.
Son.
Тут ничего. Ну, вроде нас отпустили. Он сказал, надо ехать в участок. А, окей. Не в участок, просто обратно.
Those two again?
Take him out. My car won't last much longer.
Серьезно.
Don't worry, Sonny. I was born to do this.
Concentrate, Marty, for the God's sake.
Can you drive like you're not a fucking lunatic?
Shut up and shoot, you big feather pillow. Are you blind or what? Where did you learn to shoot?
А куда мне стрелять? Пришлось пожертвовать ХП.
Well, that was close.
A little too close for my taste. And it only strengthens my belief. Wessler is desperate. He knows if we survive, he's done for.
Well, come on, what did you work out? Will you tell me already?
Sure. Let's put the picture together, piece by piece. Let's start from the beginning. So, we got a case.
А, о. Мгм. Да, блин.
Natasha tried to show us the painting. And that painting would have shown us the way. To Ibn and Albert Wessler. Albert painted Natasha, so he met her on more than one occasion. Which made Albert fall in love with Natasha. And on a fateful night, he killed his brother so he could take his place in secret and win Natasha's heart.
О май гад.
So what happens now?
The inevitable, Marty. We're going to the Wessler mansion to confront Ibn with the facts.
You mean Albert, right?
Yeah, exactly. And of course, Natasha.
Do you think she knew about it?
Something stinks, Marty. The whole case seems too intricate.
Да еще с самого начала.
Too many coincidences, right?
Well, well, after 10 years, you did learn something, didn't you?
9.
You're right.
Huh.
What?
You just laughed, Sonny.
What? No, I didn't. I
Боже мой.
No, you laughed.
Ah, just leave it, Marty.
I'll be telling this to my grandchicks.
All right, pal, that's enough.
Okay. So, Albert fell madly in love with Natasha and decided to have her for himself.
And his best chance was to trade places with Ibn Wessler.
So that's why the torn out tongue.
Yeah, Ibn couldn't squeal even if he wanted to.
What a diabolical plan.
More like insane.
But why the messages then? Why the threats? Albert got what he wanted. He could have got away with it.
Хороший вопрос.
I'm not a psychologist, Marty, but remember what the doctor told us. Albert has a seriously injured mind and a split personality. I think his two identities were at war with each other.
So the messages were written by one of his personalities, consumed by jealousy?
Something like that, Marty. But we can only learn the whole truth from him.
You're right. So, are we going or what?
We're going, Marty, to finally finish what we started.
Well, if there's anything you'd like to do before, do it now, boss.
You're right, Marty. It's time to wrap everything up.
I see we're ready.
You'll need a shotgun for this kind of deal, Marty. Maybe even that won't be enough.
Nothing to fear while Bertha's here. Even less because you're here too with Mr. Sinclair.
Should I cry?
That would be nice for a change. Do you think that'll be enough?
Enough evidence. Not in the slightest. That's why we go unannounced.
And with big guns.
Exactly.
Да. Пистолет и доброе слово действуют лучше, чем доброе слово.
If our theory's correct, this photo will hurt more than a bullet.
That's the plan.
If we survive this, can we crack this open?
I'd rather keep it for a really special occasion.
А это типа не спешл?
You're saying I'm not special enough?
I was joking. If we survive this, we'll drink it to the last drop.
Now you're talking. You think you'll need your fake badge?
I never needed a badge, Marty.
What a punchline.
It's more like a kind of good luck charm. It reminds me of who I should be.
And? Does it work?
No, Marty, not really.
Ah, Her Majesty Bertha II.
My drumstick still hurts every time I see it.
Be glad you're alive. Bertha rarely leaves witnesses. It's a little outdated, but I understand why you're so attached to it.
It can pierce the skin of a rhino, Marty, and the rust brings back memories. I'm a man of bad habits.
You know, sometimes I feel like I'm one of your bad habits.
Rest assured, Marty, you are.
Да уж. Отличное название.
Do you remember that case with the goat?
Which one?
When that demented wolf devoured the kids of a young goat mother, and in revenge, she cut open his stomach and filled it with rocks.
Божечки.
Do I remember? I'll never forget it. Hell, that was a slaughterhouse. As far as I know, she even took the remains of the kids with her. But how did that come to mind?
This was that shop. The goat mother was running it. They found the dead wolf in here.
Ooh.
This one exactly? Good gods.
Yeah, before it was closed down, when there was still some life here. Not even that now, just the void.
Yeah, spooky place, that's for sure.
Still, I love to live here.
Sonny, you're creepy.
I never thought I'd ever look at this place and think of it as home.
Life's weird, isn't it? I didn't think that after what I did to you, we'd work together again.
You mean when you shot me?
You know I had my reasons, Sonny.
А можно мне рассказать, пожалуйста?
Yeah. Have I ever, apologized?
I don't think so.
Then let's leave it that way.
Hey, I apologize for shooting you, Boss Bird.
That's okay, Marty. It happens even to the best of friends.
I'll remember what you've just said, and I'll never forget it.
Yeah? Well, don't try to take advantage of it.
Who, me? What do you think of me?
It hurts even to think about it. But without this feather duster, it wouldn't have worked.
Look, Sonny, I think if we go now, there's no turning back. Not today, at least. So...
I'm still thinking about it, Marty.
Lewis became kinda part of the team in the end, didn't he?
You mean Leopold?
Ah, damn it. Did I mess that up again?
No, I'm just joking. You said it right this time.
Huh.
Подколол.
Hey, Lewis. You weren't awake all night because of us, were you?
I've never been this excited, Sonny. Seriously, it is a great honor to be part of the team.
Нифига себе.
What is it?
Я тоже это заметил.
You, Lewis, you don't stutter anymore.
What?
Just now, you didn't stutter. Not even a little.
Oh, I must be exhausted. It happens sometimes.
And it's back.
So, thanks again, Lewis. You always get us out of trouble.
Come on, boys. Don't even mention it. It is me who is grateful to be part of an adventure of the chicken police.
Привет, земские. Про что игра? Игра про интриги, расследования, допросы, шантаж. И еще раз про допросы. И про кучу диалогов.
Maybe the last one, too.
Hey, Sonny. Don't spoil his mood, he's so cute. Pardon? Nothing.
Так, чё еще
I
спросить?
just realized. Ibn at the Tsar Club.
Енот в игре был? Да. Очень даже был.
Yes, Marty. Albert's been Ibn for a long time now. Do you remember what Natasha said about him?
That he's been acting strange recently?
Exactly. Like, he's not himself anymore.
And was almost hitting us in the face, huh?
Don't blame yourself, Marty. We couldn't have figured that out just by ourselves. The whole story's too twisted for that.
Well, it's how we make our living, Sonny. And I'm sure we'll have plenty more twisted cases to come.
Who knows, Marty? It's not up to us. It's mostly not up to us, in fact.
Yeah, right. Do you think the asylum was in on it? I mean, covering up Albert's disappearance?
Ну, естественно.
You know that reptiles give me the creeps. One of them even set fire to that ship. But oddly enough, the doctor seemed honest to me.
Ну, может быть, даже для него это слишком.
He seemed like a patient to me. Seriously, I thought everyone was crazy in that place.
Так в психиатрической клинике других и не бывает.
Yeah. Whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process, he doesn't become a monster.
Are you still talking about the doctor?
Good question.
So, what's the plan? We shove the letter and our theory in his face and see what happens?
Чё бы нет.
Something like that, Marty. I think our presence will be enough for the truth to come out.
I really hope you're right, Boss Bird.
We have no other choice. So I hope so too.
Do you think it's a love triangle? I mean, could Natasha love Albert as well?
Good question, Marty. But I don't think so. When I first spoke to Natasha, she told me she loved Ibn in her own way.
In her own way, huh? And could she love two rats in her own way?
Хе-хе-хе. Не, на самом деле это все она затеяла.
Maybe. Maybe she even suspected the truth, but didn't dare admit it, even to herself.
So, what do you think now that it's clearer?
I don't know, Marty, but I believe Natasha didn't mean to be bad. Not intentionally, at least.
I'm not as sure of that as you are, boss. But we'll find that out pretty soon, I guess.
I think Natasha was very much aware that wherever she goes, disaster follows her. But it's not her fault, and she can't do anything about it. There are...
Really? You don't say. Someone remarkably similar came to mind right now.
You mean me, right?
Who can even read minds?
Maybe you're right, Marty. Maybe you're right.
Ну. О, я не прощелкал туманные улицы.
This fog's almost impenetrable.
Strange, but somehow this time I feel it's a good omen.
Люблю туман, в нем можно спрятаться.
Really? How come?
I don't know. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel without the light.
Oh, you're not getting ready to die, are you, old man? If we're going on a suicide mission, I think I should know.
Why, haven't I told you yet?
You're not funny.
Ух. У нас скурб, возможно, цепи опухли. Да, у нас сейчас будет еще немного.
Did you forget anything, Sonny?
No, I just thought I'd take a look. Might be the last time I...
You becoming sentimental?
Who knows? Maybe I am.
Oh, that's cute.
Should I say it?
I know, Sonny. I can still get out.
But you won't.
On the beak.
Thanks, pal.
Forget about it. I'd be bored to death otherwise.
Ой, не дай бог так заскучать. Ну и что? Зачем? О май гад. Так, и что на этот раз? А, к Уэслеру. Угу. Ну, окей. А зачем я тут?
You know, pulling the trigger was the toughest decision of my life.
You mean when you shot me?
Да расскажите вы уже.
Yeah.
But it wasn't hard, because you thought you'd kill me.
Not at all, Sonny. I knew you'd survive. I wanted it to be a permanent injury and hurt like clucking hell. But I knew that everything would change from then on.
Да уже расскажите, что он сделал. Про мамку пошутил или
That
что?
something was gonna break between us.
Yeah. And that I was never gonna be the same either. With that shot, I also gunned down who I was, you know?
It really did hurt like hell.
I know.
I almost bled to death.
Almost was the goal.
And? Did you manage to forgive me since then?
Well, what hurt me wasn't what you did. I mean, of course it did, but what hurt the most was you not trusting me.
Да расскажите уже.
Not until you pulled the trigger. At that moment.
Yeah. All right, enough sentimental crap.
What?
Come on, Sonny. Even a blind bat can...
Oh, well. Cluck.
Yep.
Ну вот. Что я пропустила? Опять нифига конкретного. Это же ВН. Больше слов, меньше дела. ВН. Это расскажет во второй части. Или не расскажет. Действительно. Ну... Вперед. А, визуально было, имеется в виду.
The sun was shining, and all the ducks were in a row. I felt ready. The pieces of the grand puzzle were laid out on the table. I just needed to piece them all together. A revealing glance or a careless word, and I'd have the answer. I knew we were in the right place. I knew it was nearly over. Was Natasha really just a victim? Or did she know everything? Was she controlling the puppets from behind the curtain? Well, if you don't know where to go straight ahead. What could possibly go wrong? Here I am, Natasha. I hope you're waiting for me.
Furry gods. I knew he was rich, but wow.
Неплохо.
Half the city is in his hands, Marty, and half the Council of 12.
I think we'll catch a big fish today.
Don't count your chickens. I'm sure Wessler's expecting us. And Natasha, too, I hope.
You hope?
If I'm right, she could be our only chance of survival.
Lovely prospects, huh?
I've had worse.
Really?
Oh, my.
What the hell is it? Water tower? Turret? A frickin' lighthouse?
I think it's a monument to an enormous ego, Marty.
Да ладно, надо же откуда-то прыгать в сено.
Well, anyone who builds a tower this big must be trying to compensate for something.
Or he just has too much dough.
Отлично подобрали поговорку.
Quite the steed, isn't it?
Seems nowadays organized crime pays well in Clawville.
Are you surprised? The chicken police retired.
Well, they say the team's back together again.
Nah, that's impossible.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Is this a mansion or a grand palace?
Or a small city.
Блин, побывать бы в таком. Ну, хотя бы примерно в таком. Просто как это ощущается изнутри.
Well, if it comes to hide and seek, Old Westler will have an advantage.
A serious advantage.
Huh, one of Westler's ancestors, maybe.
Westler's ancestors were poor cobblers. More likely, this represents what he thinks of himself.
I wonder how chivalry is compatible with organized crime.
Ibn was planning to leave the underworld.
When his twin brother tore out his tongue, poked out his eye, killed him, and took his place?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this place has its own greenhouse. What do you think's inside?
Green там inside, что ж еще?
100% humidity and unbearable heat.
Угу.
Oh, not like that. Could they be growing rarities in there?
Естественно.
Or maybe some chicken-eating giant flower monsters.
What? Oh, you just made that up, right? Nah, I'm sure there's no such thing.
Мне показалось или... Да, мне показалось.
Hey, not so fast, chickens. Please excuse my partner. He didn't mean to be rude, it's just his terrible habits, as you may already know.
Да уж.
Look who's here.
What a surprise. Our biggest fans.
What do you think? Should we give them our autographs?
Определенно.
Ah, look what the cat dragged in.
Funny, I don't recognize them.
Well, maybe if they had some guns with them? Tommy guns?
Oh yeah, now I remember. The two suckers in the luxury van you shot to pieces. Twice.
Exactly.
What are you doing here, chickens? Would you like us to finish what we started?
We'd love to have fun with you boys, but we need to talk to your boss. And while we're at it, the lady of the house is also...
Is that so?
Yeah, that's so horny.
In that case, I guess there's no reason for us to waste your precious time. Is that right, Gabriel? Get the hell out of our sight while there are still feathers on your skin, chicken.
Easy, pal. We're not even here anymore. Until next time, boys. This must lead to Westler and Natasha's suite.
Let's get the big guns out and kick the door down.
No need for that, Marty. We'll wait until they invite us in, like real gentlemen. Then...
Oh, my trigger finger's itching, Sonny. Someone's gotta pay.
Relax, Marty. Someone is gonna pay. Tonight.
Yeah, just don't let it be us.
Oh, ma.
It's like the vegetation's trying to suffocate these beautiful walls.
Maybe it will. Maybe in 100 years, nothing will be here but plants.
Мне нравится такой зеленый особняк.
Planet-sized jungle.
That's quite a dark thought.
Yeah, it is.
This place is incredible, but it kinda gives me the creeps.
Because you know what lies behind the beauty.
With Natasha, too?
I haven't decided yet.
Huh. I wasn't expecting to see Olivia here.
Здорово, Джефферсон.
She's real close to Westler, but how much does she know?
Much more than me, I guess.
That wouldn't be hard.
Ah, what a pleasant surprise. Hello, Olivia. Sweetie.
Get lost.
What did you say, ma'am?
Turn around and get the hell out of here now, if you want to make it out with feathers intact.
Come on, Olivia. Don't worry about us. We know what we're doing.
Martin,
Huh?
don't you get it? You have to get out of here or you'll be in danger, and also her.
Do you mean Natasha? Please calm down, miss. We have to talk to Mr. Wessler and Miss Katsenko.
You really don't understand, do you?
What do they not understand, Olivia? So, what is it
my.
exactly that our guests don't understand?
I was trying to tell the detectives that Mr. Wessler's very tired and doesn't welcome guests this early. He gets rather irate if he's being disturbed at this hour.
Сегодня ставил вентиляторы. Поздравляю.
I'm sure Mr. Featherland and Mr. McChicken can wait here while Ibn refreshes himself. I'll entertain them until then.
Thank you, Miss Katsenko.
Please, Sonny. I thought we've already discussed this. Call me Natasha.
Please, Natasha, can we talk to you in private?
Martin?
It's all right, Olivia. These gentlemen are my friends.
Yes, Miss Katsenko.
You know, I had a dream before we came here. I saw Natasha with a bloody mouth and red claws.
And? What does that tell you?
I don't know, Marty. I admit it. I haven't been this on edge for a long time.
I'm just angry. Truth is, I'm not entirely sure why.
Your sense of justice kicking in?
More like my sense of don't fuck with the chicken police.
The truth is, Ibn isn't really in a good shape today, gentlemen. He's rather furious. Are you sure this can't wait?
Определенно.
You commissioned us, Natasha, and we barely escaped with our combs intact.
So you know who left the threats?
Oh, we know much more than that, Natasha. We even know where you used to work. We talked to Madame Zavas.
Wild gods.
Why didn't you tell us?
Do you think it's easy for a woman to talk about such things, that she used to be an escort?
Along with Molly?
So you know.
Yeah, I know, Natasha. I also know all of this was a trap.
Believe me, I tried to handle things the least painfully I could. You weren't even supposed to know.
A lot shouldn't have happened. Poor Deborah shouldn't have had to die.
Dear sweet Deborah.
Cold, stiff Deborah.
Please don't say that.
A price worth paying?
You cannot think I had anything to do with that. You just cannot.
I don't know, Natasha.
Please, Sonny, tell me what is going on.
Да, скажи
You
уже.
have to know, right?
Please.
Хоть что-нибудь скажите, умоляю.
Excuse me for making you wait, detectives. I'm having a rough morning after a long night.
Is that so? Our night was also kinda long.
To put it mildly.
I was just telling the gentleman that you were exhausted, my dear, and they should come back another time. I'll escort them out.
Oh, honey, no need for that. My door's always open to the legendary chicken police. Please, come on in, guys. Let's talk in my room.
Then this way, please.
You just stay here, my darling. I'm sure our conversation will bore you to death. Please, go and refresh yourself, or tell Olivia to go make some coffee.
Кофе.
Yes, dear. Whatever you like.
Please, Follow me, Jen.
Lead on, Wessler.
Goodbye.
Oh my.
This painting.
It's beautiful and rather provocative. Almost,
I'm not surprised.
but the corner is missing.
You're right, Sonny. You're quite the observer.
Well, yeah, this painting's unfortunately damaged. I don't know where the missing piece could be.
You don't know? Well, if you're interested, we know exactly where it is.
Really?
Really. It's here with us.
An insignificant little piece, isn't it? But there's an exciting cat scratch on it.
More like a rat scratch, because it's a monogram.
A.W.
That's
Albert Wessler. He's a great painter. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Enough. Out with it already. What are you trying to say? I have no time for your childish charades.
Easy, Wessler. We'll get to that in a bit.
Yeah, would you like a drink? This is a rather rare brandy. It lifts the spirits, if I may be so, poetic.
Really? Tempting, but I need to keep a clear head, Mr. Wessler.
Yeah, I've heard you don't despise a good vintage.
And I've heard you don't despise murder, Wessler. By the way, you've heard right. But everything has its place and time. Drinks, guns, dead bodies, and the truth.
Yeah, I see you're in a poetic mood as well.
More like prophetic.
And that's not a good sign.
Главное, чтобы не просто так.
Yeah. Are you trying to intimidate me?
No, that's not how we do business. We're gentlemen.
I really hope so.
Do you keep a revolver in your bedroom?
Вдруг хочется пострелять в стену. Чё бы нет?
Yeah, a bad habit. One who has a lot to lose has a lot to fear.
I agree. This estate is rather impressive, Mr. Wessler.
Well, thank you.
Естественно, джентльмены. Он все свои пушки по именам знает.
I suppose it took years and years of cumbersome work to build.
Yeah. As you say, Mr. Featherland, I'm rather proud of it.
You should be. Whoever built this place has a reason to be proud of himself.
Are you trying to say something, sir?
No, just thinking aloud. Impressive bed. Looks cozy.
Sure is better than a cell.
That's right, Marty.
I'm not sure I understand, gentlemen.
Не, неправильно так говорить. Нужно говорить «не понимаю, о чем вы». Вот. Тогда это точно покажет, что ты действительно не знаешь, о чем они говорят. И вообще точно никак с этим не связано. Это так во всех фильмах говорят. Угу.
We'll see about that. Interesting. Now that I know who he really is, he doesn't even resemble Ibn Wessler.
So,
Хорошие мысли приходят до после.
I've heard you've been through a rather eventful few days.
Oh, you have rather good informants.
Yeah, that's true. I should tell you, I see and hear everything that happens in the city. And you are exceptionally resilient.
None taken. But tell me, are we going to flatter each other for a long time, or are we finally done with the courting?
Straight to the point. I like it. Yeah, so let's continue like that, shall we?
Oh, forgive us. Our moral compass has been confused a little bit after someone tried to kill us several times in the last 48 hours. With fire, with machine guns. I could go on.
And while we're at it, you could answer some of our questions. If you've nothing to hide, you've nothing to fear.
And then we'll just leave you alone.
All right. I'll go along with your childish little game. I would have had a long and tedious day ahead of me anyway.
With pleasure, Mr. Wessler. I have no idea what she sees in you, but Natasha's been seriously worried about you.
Yeah, she, really worries more than usual, but it's understandable. Those disgusting messages.
Disgusting, all right. Do you know why that word exactly? Why did they write that specific word everywhere?
Его всегда везде пишут. Открываешь личку, а там это слово. А тебя вообще в сети 3 дня не было.
Since you've been to the Nile, I guess you know the answer to your question.
Didn't it bother you, Wessler, what Natasha used to do? Surely it must have upset you.
Why? Did it upset you when you discovered your wife did the same thing?
What did you just say?
What did you think, chicken? That I didn't know? Yeah, don't make me laugh. I know about everyone who ever set foot in that place. I can even tell you who Molly's regulars were, if you're interested.
You son of a bitch.
Sonny, don't.
Yes, detective?
Not yet.
You're right, Marty. It's not worth it.
You're funny, you know that?
About the painting.
Yeah. My brother Albert made it. He's a great talent, but, still, he's a rather troubled individual.
Such self-criticism.
What did you say?
My partner means that you and your brother are very much alike. Identical twins, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed. But, what does that have to do with the painting?
We'll get to that. Don't worry, Mr. Wessler. So Albert made the painting at your request, is that right? And the one that's in Natasha's room in the Tsar, too.
Yeah, exactly. Is that a crime?
No, it's not a crime in itself. This picture, it's rather strange, you know?
Why do you think so? It's just me, Natasha, and my brother.
The photo doesn't tell much in itself, yes. But if you already have the right information, suddenly it starts to talk.
Really?
He fell in love with her, didn't he?
Who'd you mean?
Albert, of course. He fell in love with Natasha. All those sessions while he was painting the pictures. Were you there every time?
You mean, me?
You.
No, I mean, while Albert was painting, yeah, but I wasn't there all the time. Albert was there, all along.
And you think he could have fallen in love with Natasha? That's why he escaped? What do you think happened to him? Who tore out his tongue?
Господи, как долго-то.
I have no idea.
Did Natasha know about what happened to your brother?
No, of course not.
Do you love beautiful things, Wessler?
Why do you ask that? Yeah.
You were afraid of losing her, weren't you? To him.
Stop. Enough. If you want to ask something, ask clearly.
We're just doing our job.
Да ё, просто сколько можно?
And quickly.
We visited Albert's cell and found something he seems to have forgotten to take with him in his...
That's a big mistake.
A classic, even.
What the hell are you babbling about?
This is Albert Wessler's love letter to Natasha.
More like a confession.
In which he tells her he's capable of doing anything for her, even the most horrible.
Yeah, this letter doesn't prove anything at all. Albert is mad. Insane. He's not normal.
But they believe yours, right? Because you're not Albert Wessler. You're Hobart Ibn Wessler, aren't you? How good it feels.
How dare you?
Just tell him, Sonny. I'm getting tired of this.
Вот именно.
You're just a cheap fake, Albert. You couldn't follow in your brother's footsteps even if you wanted to, no matter how hard you try.
What did you just say?
She hates you, doesn't she? She doesn't know. She doesn't understand why, but she hates you.
Yeah, what do you know? What could you possibly know about suffering and loneliness and the darkness?
Я просто... Как неожиданно.
Albert is an imposter. He's not who he says he is, and might not even know who he really is. I have to concentrate on this first, to soften him up, and to avoid us being What were you thinking, Albert? How long did you think you could keep it up?
Until the end of my life, if needs. Yeah, I cared about nothing except for her to love me. Not for who Ibn was, but for who I am.
Why did you think that would happen? Everybody noticed the change.
Yeah, I knew it would be hard, Santino. But I also knew animals see what they want to see. I didn't have to behave like Ibn. They only had to believe I'm him.
Why did you decide to take your brother's place?
Yeah, as you're curious, from the moment I laid eyes on Natasha for the first time. But I had to convince myself that this was the only way.
You've never talked about your feelings for Natasha with your brother, am I right?
Are you insane? Yeah, Ibn would have had me killed immediately. And no one would ever know.
So instead, you've done the same thing, haven't you? What a comfortable excuse.
Comfortable? Do you think all of this was just some kind of cruel game for me? I had to destroy the person I loved and respected the most.
Cry me a river.
Yeah, you know, there's only a thin, fragile membrane between love and hate. If anything touches it, it tears immediately.
You can analyze me until the sun goes down, Wessler, but you won't get far with that.
Yeah, evasive answer. So I'm right.
Did you ever believe that you were Ibn Wessler?
Did I ever believe? I still do. I believed it all along. Don't you get it? I am Ibn Wessler.
And also, Albert Wessler.
I see you're starting to understand.
So you feel you're two people at the same time, even...
Does it sound crazy? Maybe it is. But Ibn lives inside me. Sometimes he's even stronger than Albert ever was.
Два по цене одного.
Do you think you can avoid the gas chamber with this, Albert?
I don't have to avoid anything, Sonny. You and your friend, will never leave this place.
You're not the cold-blooded killer you'd like to think you are.
Yeah, do you think so? Try me, detective.
Нафига ты его подстрекаешь? Ты коп или кто?
That was your plan. Take his place and live happily ever after.
Why? Isn't it good enough of a plan, Mr. Featherland? It was perfect, even in its imperfection.
Which is?
Ibn's ghost.
Is what?
Чё?
Please don't take it literally, Mr. Chicken. I'm not talking about spirits. When Ibn died, I didn't just take his place, but also his role. He himself, his essence, if you will. Yeah, though I guess that's too much for you to understand.
So you mean Ibn's here with us even now?
О, давайте устроим спиритический сеанс.
He was here all along. Don't you get it? I am Hobart Ibn Wessler.
I must get serious, because looking at the gun in Wessler's trembling hand, I'm afraid I don't have much time. Albert is a cruel psychopath, but maybe I can turn that cruelty against him. When was the moment you decided to kill him, Albert?
When I drew the last stroke on that fatal painting, Mr. Featherland. when I glanced at it for the last time, and then at Natasha, who was shivering under the weight of my gaze.
You simply fell in love with her? End of story?
Not in the slightest, Mr. Featherland. Love is, just chemistry. What I felt was more than that.
Everybody thinks that, Albert. But we all feel the same. We're just fools.
No, Mr. Featherland. Not at all. At that moment, I knew what I was gonna do. I knew that the world was coming to an end if I didn't do it. He didn't
let him have her, right? You simply wanted her for yourself.
Да, мы это же уже выяснили.
I wanted her for ourselves, Sonny. I was him by then. He just didn't know it yet.
Обратись, жестокость против него.
You're just a cheap copy. You know that.
You're just making your position worse by insulting me, Detective.
I wasn't insulting you. I was saying out loud what we all know very well.
Don't force my hand to pull the trigger ahead of time. There are many, many things you'd still like to know, wouldn't you?
Why don't we get it over with, Wessler? Pull the trigger and let's finish this pathetic charade.
You think I don't dare do it?
If you love Natasha so much, how could you lie to her all along?
We lie the most to those we truly love, Santino. Isn't that right?
It shouldn't be that way.
You mean your wife, don't you? See? That's how it goes. We lie because we don't want to cause even more hurt.
What you did, Wessler, is nothing like Molly or me. What you did was out of simple selfishness and cowardice.
Watch what you're spitting out that dirty beak of yours, Santino.
I'm not afraid of you, Wessler. You'd better get that into your small little rat brain.
Classic mistake, Mr. Featherland.
I'm very close to breaking him. But if I'm too hard on him, I could quickly be signing... Natasha was kind to you, right? Too kind.
Natasha was, simply amazing, gentle, kind, lively, but still so...
You're telling me.
It's like she was from another world. A world where everything's full of charm and grace and everything's fragile and delicate.
I think I do, yes.
I knew Albert's touch would harm her. Albert is rough. Albert can't keep such a delicate thing in his arms.
That's why you had to become Ibn, am I right?
I didn't take Ibn's place, Mr. Featherland. I became one with him, can't you see? It's the only way I could comprehend and accept the miracle that was Natasha.
Was?
I think I've corrupted her. She's not that gentle and pure creature I painted on the canvas anymore. I ruined her. She became rotten under my hands.
Maybe it's not too late, Albert. Tell her the truth, and then...
No! You can't understand this. She can't either. I killed Ibn, but he also killed me, can't you see? We're nothing without each other.
You can't be two people at the same time, Albert. Nobody can bear the weight of the sins of two...
Ibn loved her. I admired her. Ibn was crazy about her. I've been crazy for a long time. Ibn idolized her, and I hated her. And if there's anything more blind, more devoted, more extreme, and more true than love, it could only be hate, Mr. Featherland. It's an endlessly exciting, thrilling, and warm feeling. And infinitely red. Just like love.
You know you're not going to be able to go through with it, right? That you won't be able to carry the weight. But you still did it. Why?
Yeah, if I didn't kill him and become one with him, Albert would have died, Mr. Featherland.
And the threats? Which one of you was that? Albert or Ibn? Who wrote them? And which one of you killed?
In my world, Ibn and I are inseparable. Just like love and hate are one and the same. And I hate Natasha so much that I could destroy myself along with her, just so she would die with me. Are you familiar with this feeling, Mr. Featherland?
More than life itself.
You see? We're not so different after all.
You and I have nothing in common, Wessler. You know why?
Why, Mr. Featherland?
Because if I were in your shoes, I would have pulled the trigger a long time ago.
Goodbye, Sonny.
So long, Albert.
Ладно.
Albert is an What were you?
Занимался.
You wanted to wrap everyone around your dirty little fingers,
Да
didn't
блин.
you?
I couldn't involve anyone.
So,
Do you think
you want
I want
such... No, have you...
Yeah, you...
Да блин.
Albert is an What were you thinking, Albert?
Until...
Надо кликать в другом месте.
Why did you just... You... You...
Yeah.
Так, вначале вроде было неплохо.
Did you ever believe...
I see you...
So you feel...
Yeah.
That was your plan.
He was here.
I must get... When was the moment you...
No,
left?
I wanted her...
What did you do that made Ibn get you lost?
It's a sharp-turned detective.
It just came to me, you know? Where did it all start? Where did all the hate and jealousy...
Jealousy?
Oh, come on, Albert. Alone, locked up at the end of the world, while your brother is one of the most influential figures of Clawville.
Yeah, Albert was jealous of Ibn.
What does that mean, exactly?
Albert did our mother wrong. Poor old Mom. She never heard her fly. But Albert couldn't take that she was praising his brother all the time while Albert was just an unsuccessful, foolish, poor painter.
What did you do to her, Albert?
Ну, естественно. Во всем виновата мать.
Albert killed her. It looked like an accident, but Ibn knew it wasn't. That was the last straw. Albert had to be locked up, and he agreed.
But he never forgot who did this to him.
Ibn was really good to him. Visited him every week. Did everything he could.
And that was his downfall.
Both of them, Sonny. And...
Did you hate it?
Albert hated himself the most.
And now?
Finally, there's no more Albert. And no more Ibn either.
Can it be that the fear is making you...
Stop calling me that.
I have to call you something. What should I call you?
I don't know anymore.
I'm very close to breaking it. Natasha was...
I didn't...
Was. Maybe it's...
No.
You.
Why, Mr. Fit?
Because if I...
Goodbye.
So long.
А, ну и фиг с ним. Все, давай уже. Пристрели меня. Мяу.
So, you heard everything.
I heard everything.
I'm sorry you had to find out like this.
And thank you. If it weren't...
Yes, both of you would be dead, I know. But believe me, I still thought carefully before firing.
About who to target?
You know, I truly loved Ibn.
But this man wasn't him. You felt it, didn't...
Maybe I even knew it. I don't know. But I still can't believe it.
It won't be easy to process for any of...
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. And regarding Molly...
The cops. But how? How do they know?
I have no idea, Marty.
Do not look at me. I did not call them.
Olivia?
Don't worry, Natasha. They won't lay a finger on you. I promise.
Please, Sonny. You don't need to worry about me.
I don't want to be rude, Sonny, but I'm more worried about us than her.
Я тоже.
Hello, boss.
Hello, boys.
Да мы тут мимо проезжали.
Now, before you say anything, we can explain.
No need for that, Santino. Monica already told me everything.
Monica?
Hey, boys. What were you thinking? That I would just let you get killed without saying goodbye?
Thanks, Mon. Should we say we owe you one?
You know already, boys. Shoes are my weakness.
Hey, mine too.
Of all that's furry, we don't want to hear that.
Yes, Bob.
Don't believe you'll get away with it so easily. I want a report on my desk from both of you with all the details. Am I?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. It'll all make sense, believe us. Right after I figure out myself what the hell just happened.
What Marty's trying to tell you is that we had good reason to investigate outside the law. But we're sorry.
What happened to you, Sonny? You're sorry? Did you hit your head?
Why does everybody keep asking that?
Why indeed?
So can we go now, boss? Without getting handcuffed?
Don't give me ideas, Santino.
Thanks, boss.
Ooh.
So, what now?
I think I should mourn, right?
You should.
But I don't know what to feel anymore, Sonny.
I understand, Natasha. You know, if you need anything,
Yes, I know where to find you.
see you around, sweetheart.
Ma'am?
Goodbye, detectives.
Thanks again, Mon. If not for you, those fur heads would have put holes.
No wonder, since you put holes in their boss.
Well, actually, that wasn't up.
Then who was it?
Oops.
Natasha.
Really? I wouldn't have thought it of her. It's a pleasant surprise.
It was for us too, believe me.
What? Are you waiting?
No, sir.
Then stop pecking.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
How the hell did you find your way here, Tim?
Sometimes I think you're the criminal mastermind behind all the dark deals.
I wish.
I wish too, because then we could legally throw you in jail.
I love your sense of humor, Sonny.
I wasn't joking.
So, where did you get the scoop?
Are you kidding me? The whole city's talking about you. You've left quite the mess behind.
That I admit.
Well, it's a miracle that all of the city's smear sheet journalists aren't here already. Oh, while we're at it, will you give me an exclusive interview?
Fuck off, Tim.
Hey!
You're a good boy, Bosco.
You know, folks, somebody's gotta take care of the real police work while you're tearing up the city.
Sorry for the mess, Bosco, but you know us.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do.
How did you catch them? After the gunshot, I was sure these two would show up. They have a habit of doing that.
They were already in cuffs before then, Sonny. We had the house surrounded. If you could have hung on, maybe nobody would have died.
Hey, a second longer and it would have been us.
That's your story.
Cluck you sideways, Bosco. Gentlemen.
Gentlemen?
We're honestly very sorry it had to end like this.
Yeah, this peacefully.
Myself, I'm glad, gentlemen. I would have sincerely regretted it if we had to shoot both of you, but unfortunately, that seemed to be the only solution to this rather nasty situation. Fortunately, it didn't turn out that way. Joyful.
Wonderful.
Don't think we'll be behind bars for long, chickens.
Whistler may be dead, but his empire still won't crumble.
Oh, look at that. He can talk.
In complex sentences, too.
Yeah, or something like that.
Amazing. Hey, Olivia.
Marty,
I just wanted to thank you
for what exactly?
for trying to save us.
I didn't do it only for you, believe me. I loved my job while I had it. Now my employee is dead, so I don't have a job anymore.
Какую такую работу?
I didn't even think of that.
Of course you didn't.
Can I do anything to help?
I think I'll manage. I always do.
Ну и...
But just one quote, guy.
I say you're full of shit, Tim, and you can quote me on that. How did you know we were here?
I always pay attention, Sonny. And because I know you like you are my own nestlings.
О,
No, I love it.
Don't get used to it, Marty.
господи, с кем нам еще поговорить
And
надо?
what about you, Sonny?
I'll go home and sleep. Maybe for 3 days. I'll try to forget.
Я уже сама спать хочу.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. If there's anything I can do.
I'm not sorry, Natasha. It's better this way. We find out painful truths, but at least we see clearly now.
Yes, I think you're right. Thank you.
We thank you, Natasha.
But it was also me who endangered.
Well, I won't argue about that. So, what's your shoe size again, Mon?
35, Sonny. I like high heels. And because there's 2 of you, 2 pairs will do.
Anything for you, darling.
I don't want just anything, Marty.
Yes, ma'am. If there's anything...
Thank you, Martin.
Nice catch, boss.
Yeah, I wish I could. I hope we'll meet again.
So do I.
Maybe.
I certainly hope so.
Please tell me there's gonna be a
If we're lucky.
Look at that.
Now we can wet.
Yuck. You think she was part of it?
I don't think so.
You may be right. What will happen to her?
I don't know, Marty.
Ah, look what garbage.
Good God.
Our fate.
I swear I'm... Damn. I would...
I don't know if I've ever...
This means she's...
So?
I didn't even hear.
Да господи, это что еще?
See you at the PD?
At the PD, Mom. Damn.
Thank you.
We...
But it was...
Well, I won't...
But just one...
I say you're full of shit, Tim. Nice catch.
Yeah, I wish I...
So long, guy.
Что мне делать-то?
Wanna...
No thanks, Marty. You called him.
What? No.
Santino.
No, sir. Never.
Then get the fuck.
Да я хочу. Я не могу уйти отсюда. Что мне нужно сделать? О, боже.
What about him? How the hell did he...
I don't know, but it's suspicious.
You think...
Could be. You. What are you doing here?
I was just driving around.
Trying to feed your grandpa? So? Was it a case? Were you,
What can I say, Sonny? Am I busted?
Did someone hire you to follow us?
I just had to keep an eye on you and not get involved. That's all. I admit there were a couple of crazy...
But you managed somehow, right?
Oh my god.
A professional's a professional, my friend.
Yeah, thanks. So you...
Unfortunately, I can't, my friend.
You and your promises.
Some people still take them seriously.
You're a real piece of guano. You know that?
Of course. I've learned everything.
So, here they are, ladies and gentlemen. The Chicken Police.
Damn it, Tim. Drop it and cluck.
No, no, boys.
What the cluck did you say, boss?
Stand up straight and try to look like someone who's glad to be...
Yes, sir.
Ooh, attention Chicken Police. Say cheese.
Боже. Oh yeah. Фотография с котятками очень милая. Да, тоже заметил. Постеры тоже классно переделаны. Тим Шаферу. Спасибо.
It's dead.
Ух, офигеть. Офигеть.
Natasha?
You were expecting me, weren't you?
I wouldn't say that, but I'm not surprised.
I just wanted to talk to you.
About what exactly?
You know very well.
What do you think, Natasha? Why didn't she tell me?
Because she loved you.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for you, she may have never left the place. Perhaps she'd still be there.
Ah, sheep shit.
We used to dream about falling in love with a nice man who comes and saves us someday. A knight in shining armor. You know, like in the fairy tales.
And how did that work out for you?
She fell in love with a good guy. I didn't. I envy her.
I'm not that good guy, Natasha. But if it's any consolation, she could have found him. Maybe she's living with him right now, somewhere on the other side of the world.
Well, goodbye, Sonny.
So long, sweetheart. Hey, Natasha, you have a light? I've been trying to smoke this sorry-ass cig all day. It's driving me crazy.
Maybe you don't really need it.
Maybe you're right. Maybe.
Спички-то пригодятся. Сигарету выброси. А когда она успела написать? Да, уже скоро вторая часть. Что ж, офигеть. Прям нуар-нуар. Кто бы мог сказать, что нуар с фурями может быть таким интересным. Позвонить по этому номеру? А если бы я его запомнила? Блин. А я не могу продолжить. Там, когда титры шли, какая-то благодарность была от девушки. Типа, спасибо моей семье, то, что они меня не выгнали, когда я сказала, что буду рисовать пинап со зверями. Мне нужно загрузить.
Hello, boss.
Hello,
А,
boy.
нет. Просто... Нет, так не получится. Но мне не дают сохранить, ну, загрузить там, где можно позвонить. Или типа мне нужно... Да, все. Что там, 555? Занятно. Да, спасибо, Земский. Прикольно, прикольно. Представляю, приходит, значит, дама по важному делу. Он такой, ща, погодите, набирает номер и начинает пританцовывать и топать ножкой. Это, наверное, супер странно. Что ж, еще раз огромное спасибо, что все приходили. Приходите еще. То, что происходило раньше, можно найти на Твиче, а в хайлайтах и на Ютубе в разделе Live. Ну или по плейлистам, Там все раскидано. Что будет следующее, как всегда, не знаю. Есть пара игр на примете. Надо подумать. А я пока пойду налью себе виски и закурю сигарету и буду задумчиво смотреть в окно. Прям настроение такое. А вам желаю хорошего вечера, хорошей ночи и хорошего воскресенья полностью.